the 2021 Math Standard 2 paper, HSC paper. Again, this is less about explaining the question and more about just doing them, so you can see my working out and my train of thought. I have my cat here on my lap. He's decided to join us for today, and let's get to it. Question 1. Which of the following shapes has the largest perimeter? Let's see. A is 8 times 4, so that's 32 centimeters. B is 6 plus 22, so that's 28 centimeters. C is 30 centimeters, and D is 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 9, which is 8, 11, 20 centimeters. Largest perimeter will have to be A. Let's check it. 1A. Good. Question 2. Consider the network diagram. What is the sum of the degrees of all vertices in this network? I think we just have to add them all up. So we've got A has 4, B has 3, so that's 7. I should write this down. A's got 4, B has got 3, C has got 3, C has got 4, D has got 2, and E has 3. What's that all together? 7, 10, 16. So 2D. Let's check. 2D. Good. 3. The stem and leaf plot shows the number of goals scored by a team in each of the 10 netball games. Which is the mode of the dataset? Mode is the one that occurs the most, and of all of these, the only one that occurs the most is the number 25, because it came up twice, 25 and then another 25. So 3C. Yep. On question 4. 3 years ago, an appliance was valued at $2,467. Its value has depreciated by 15% each year based on the declining balance method. What is its salvage value today to the nearest dollar? 3 years ago, it was valued at, 3 years ago, it was $2,467. Its value has depreciated 15% each year based on the declining balance method. What is its salvage value today? Okay, let's have a look at the formula sheet. Declining balance method of depreciation. We've got this. And so the salvage value, S, is equal to the initial value, which is 2,467, times by 1 minus the rate, which is 0.15, to the power of n number of years, or the number of times it depreciated, which is 3. And then we just put that in the calculator. $1,515.05. And I'll say it's D, 4D. Let's have a look. 4D. Okay, good. Question 5. Peter currently earns $21.50 per hour. His hourly wage will increase 2.1% compounded each year for the next 4 years. Lucky him. Although that's still under inflation. Anyway, what will his hourly wage be after 4 years? His hourly wage after 4 years will be $21.50 times, nope, not that one, that's 21% increase. This is 2.1% increase. I like that one. This one is nope, and so is that one. I'd say 5B. Yep. Question 6. Suppose A is B on 7, where B is 22. What is the value of A? Corrected 3 significant figures. 22 on 7 is pretty much pi, which is 3.14. Or you can use your calculator. 22 divided by 7. Yeah, 3.14. Right, 6A. That's 3 significant figures. This is 4 significant figures. 6A. There you go. Next question. Ooh, what's this? 7. The number of downloads of a song on each of 20 consecutive days is shown in the following graph. So number of downloads each day. Alright, so it gets more and more downloads, and then it gets less downloads as it gets less popularity. Why is my cursor sideways? That's weird. Which of the following graphs best show the cumulative number of downloads up to and including each day? Cumulative means as you add them up, how many downloads there are. So I'm going to say it is this one. Right, let's have a look. So the first day, hardly any downloads. So it can't be this one. Can't be A because that's way too many downloads on the first day. It can't be D either for the same reason. So it has to be B or C. And then 2. Yeah, that's all the same. So what really happens here at the end, so between B and C has to be it, because as you add the tail end part of the graph, it'll become less and less cumulatively speaking. So from 600 downloads to 800 downloads is pretty much all of this at the tail end. So it has to be C, 7C. There you go. 8. On a test, Zach's mark corresponded to a Z-score of 2. The test scores have a mean of 63 and a standard deviation of 8. What was Zach's actual mark? His mark would have to be 63 plus 16, because it's a Z-score of 2. So 63 plus 16 is 79. 8D, 79. There you go. 9. A student is thinking of a number. Let the number be x. When the student subtract 8 from this number, algebra, here we go. X. When a student subtract 8 from this number and multiplies the result by 3, the answer is 2 more than x. Which equation is, oh, okay. This one. C. 9C. There you go. 10. Which of the following best represents the graph of y is equal to 10 times 0.8 to the x? Alright. Let's just plot some graphs. If x is 0, it'll be 10 times 1. So y is 10. If x is 0, y is 10. So it has to be between A and C. If x is 1, it's 10 times 0.8, which is less than 10. So it has to be A, because it'll just keep on decreasing. You can also just plot a few more points. Let's just say if x was 10, put that in your calculator, 10 times 0.8 times 10 to the power of 10, and you'll get a smaller number as you go along with as x gets larger, y gets smaller, is what I'm trying to say. So it has to be A. 10A. Okay, 11. There are 8 chocolates in a box. 3 have peppermint centers, 5 has caramel centers. Kim randomly chooses a chocolate from the box and eats it. Sam then randomly chooses and eats one of the remaining chocolates. A partially completed probability is shown. What's the probability that Kim and Sam chooses chocolates with different centers? If someone chooses peppermint centers. The next, what's left in the bag would be 2 peppermint out of 7 total, and 5 caramel out of 7 total. If someone chooses the caramel first, there's still 3 peppermints out of 7, and then there will be 4 out of 7 of caramel. For them to choose different centers, it would have to be either peppermint then caramel, or caramel then peppermint. For it to be peppermint then caramel, it has to be 3/8 times 5/7, or it could also be 5/8 times 3/7, which is going to be exactly the same, which is 15 on 56. Whoops. And since it can be this or this, you add them together, and that equals 30 out of 56, which is 15 out of 28. So it is D, 11D. There you go. 12. A block of land is represented by a shaded region on the number plane. All measurements are in kilometers. Which of the following is the approximation for the area of this block of land in square kilometers using 2 applications of the trapezoidal rule? Well, that's a trapezoid. There. That's how you get the area of a trapezium. So basically use that twice on the graph. Alright, we have our first trapezium this way, and our second trapezium is like that. Imagine you from that dot, straight line to that dot. That's the second trapezium there. So basically we're just figuring out the area of 2 trapeziums and add them together. The area is approximately half of the height, y0 plus 2y1 plus y2. The height is 6. Each height of the trapezium is 6 units. y1 is 1.2 plus 2 times 2 plus 1.4, which is 3, and this is 4, 5, 6.6. which is 19.8 kilometers squared. Alright, let's have a check. 19.8, so B, yes, 12B. Cool. Question 13. Question 13. The time taken to clean a warehouse varies inversely with the number of cleaners employed. It takes 8 cleaners 60 hours to clean a warehouse. Working at the same rate, how many hours would it take 10 cleaners to clean the same warehouse? Alright. Time taken. The time taken to clean a warehouse varies inversely with the number of cleaners employed. That's just a constant. So this is the time taken, this is the number of cleaners, and I just put a constant up there. It takes 8 cleaners 60 hours to clean a warehouse. Let's find the constant. Constant is 480 because you times 8. How many, working at the same rate, how many hours would it take 10 cleaners to clean the same warehouse? That's 48 hours. 13B. Let's check. Yes. Alright. We're almost finished. Last page. Oh, for multiple choice anyway. 14. Consider the diagram below. What is the true bearing of A from B? Ooh. Interesting. Alright, we have got something like this. That's A. This is 90 plus 25, so 115. This is B. the true bearing of A from B, we need to find this angle. Okay, this is a corresponding angle in here. So this angle is 180 minus 115, which is 65 degrees. Therefore, this angle here would be 360 minus 65. 295. Yeah, that's right. So the bearing is 295 degrees from B to A. D, 14D, yes. And last one. A total of 11,400 people entered a running race. The ratio of professional runners to amateurs was 3 to 16. Professionals to amateurs. All the professional runners completed the race, while 600 of the amateurs did not complete the race. Find, for those who completed the race, what is the ratio in simplest form of professional runners to amateurs? Alright. Okay. If 11,400 people were in the race, and there are 19 parts, because basically this is 3 to 16. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 to 16. And if there's 11,400 of them, then how many people are in each of these parts? So it will be 11,400 divided by 19. $600. So in each part, there are 600 people. Each one has 600, etc. for all 19 parts. That's actually quite convenient because 600 people, 600 of the amateurs did not complete the race. So one of these did not complete the race. 600 people. What is the ratio in simplest form? Well, it's now 3 to 15, which is 1 to 5. 15B. Let's check it. 15B. Hooray! That completes multiple choice. Let's get on to section 2. Question 16. The volume V of a sphere is given by the formula where R is the radius of the sphere. A tank consists of the bottom half of a sphere of radius 2 meters as shown. Find the volume of the tank in cubic meters. Correct to 1 decimal place. It's already in meters for us, so that's good. The volume is equal to 4 over 3 times pi times the radius cubed. And then we need to divide this by 2 because it's half a sphere. That cancels out with one of those, so that's 4 on 3 times pi times 4 because it's 2 squared. That's 16 pi on 3 meters cubed to 1 decimal place. That is 16.75516 ... which is to 1 decimal place 16.8 cubic meters. Let's check it. 16.8 cubic meters. There you go. Question 17. The 5-number summary of a data set is given. Lowest score is 20 an outlier? Justify with calculations. Let's have a look at our formulas. Where is it? Aha, an outlier score. Less than this or more than this. Let's write that down. I think it was on the higher end, so I'll only need that one. Q3 plus 1.5 times 1, I QR, which is, if it's more than that, it's an outlier. Third quartile is 10. plus 1.5 times interquartile range. Interquartile range is 6 because it's 10 here and 4 there. 6 equals 10 plus 1.5 of 6 is 9, 19. And 20 is more than 19, therefore it is an outlier. Let's see what they say. 17. 20 is an outlier as 20 is greater than 19. There you go. Question 18. The fuel consumption for a car is 6.7 liters per 100 kilometers. On a road trip, the car travels a distance of 1,560 kilometers and the fuel cost is $1.45 per liter. What is the total fuel cost for this trip? Okay. We need to figure out how many liters it uses first. Liters equals, it travels at 1,560 kilometers. Every 6.7 kilometers it uses, no, that's not right. Every 100 kilometers it uses 6.7 liters. So how many 100 kilometers are there? There would be 15.6 of them. And we need to times that by 6.7 liters, which is 15.6 times 6.7. The car uses 104.52 liters. And the cost would equal 104.52 times 1.45. Okay, so this road trip is going to cost them $151.55. Is that worthy of 2 marks? I think so. Let's have a look. Oh, they did it all in the one go. Wow. Okay. $151.55. All good. Question 19. Adam purchased some office furniture 5 years ago. It depreciated by $2,300 each year based on the straight line method of depreciation. The salvage value of the furniture is now $7,500 when the initial value of the office furniture. A straight line method of depreciation is quite straightforward, no pun intended. So now it is $7,500. 5 years ago, they're asking how much was it. So then 4 years ago, it would be worth $7,500 plus $2,300, which is $9,800. Oops, wrong way around. 1 year ago, sorry, I meant to say. Now 2 years ago. 2 years ago, it would be 9,800 plus 2,300, which is $12,100. And then 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Basically, to get there, we just do 7,500 plus 2,300 times 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I wonder what furniture costs $19,000. Wow. And depreciates so quickly. Let's see. And it's an office furniture. Let's have a look. 19. Initial value. Yep. Times 5. $19,000. 20. CTA is in Sweden and is located at 58 degrees north, 16 degrees east. Sydney in Australia is located at 33 degrees south, 151 degrees east. Robert lives in Sydney and needs to give an online presentation to his colleagues in CTA. starting at 5 p.m. Thursday local time Sweden. Oh my goodness. What time and day in Sydney should Robert start his presentation, given that 15 degrees equals 1 hour time difference? Ignore daylight savings. Oh. Okay. We basically ignore the north and the south because that doesn't create any time difference. What we'll need to concentrate on is the east part. So from 16 degrees east to 151 degrees east is how many degrees? How should we put this? I'll just put degrees. 151 minus 16 equals 135 degrees. Difference, I should have said difference as well, degrees difference. It's 135 degrees. How many hours is that? 135 divided by 15. 9. So it's a 9-hour difference. If they need to give an online presentation starting at 5 p.m. Thursday, local Sweden time. What day in Sydney? Alright. Sydney is ahead of most countries. That means Sydney will experience. Australia usually has their New Year's party earlier than anybody else in the world. So if it's 5 p.m. on Thursday in Sweden, that 5 p.m. Thursday has already passed for Sydney. That means it's going to be after 5 p.m. Thursday. 9 hours afterwards. What's 9 hours after 5 p.m.? 7 hours would be midnight on Friday. And then plus 2. So 2 a.m. This is plus 9 hours is 2 a.m. on Friday. Let's see if I'm right. 3 marks. Is this worth 3 marks? Yeah, sure. Let's have a look. Longitude difference, time difference is 9 hours. Sydney is 9 hours ahead of City A. Therefore, time in Sydney is 2 a.m. Friday. Very good. Question 21. Julie invests $12,500 in savings account. Interest is paid at a fixed monthly rate at the end of each month. After the monthly interest is added, Julie makes a deposit of $500. Julie has created a spreadsheet to show the activity on the first 6 months. By finding the monthly rate of interest, complete the final row above for the 7th month. Okay, we need to find interest. Interest is paid at a fixed monthly rate. The interest is $18.75 out of the $12,500. Interest is $18.75 out of $12,500 times 100%. 0.0015 times 100%. So it is 0.15% per month. I should write that. Per month. Now we fill in this row here. Amount in account at the beginning of the month would be $15,624.20. So month 7 is $15,624.20. the monthly interest would be that times the 15,624.20. Okay, that is $22.99. Monthly interest, deposit of $500, and lastly amount left. So at the end she's got 15,624.20 plus her interest plus her 500 deposit, which is 16147.19. She's doing well in her savings. If only I can save just like her. Every month, $500. That'd be great. Let's check. What question are we on? 21. 15,624, 20. Oh, 23.44. We got that right. Why did we get this wrong? Isn't that what I did? Let's try again. So it should be 15,624.2 times 0.0015. Oh yeah, it is. How did I get it wrong? That's odd. Did I? Anyway, I thought I did this, but obviously I didn't. But yeah, it is 0.15% of that amount, which is 23.44, and then you add everything together and you'll get the 16,147.64. Question 22. The table shows the income tax rates for 2020 to 2021 financial year. William has a gross annual salary of $84,000. He has allowable tax deductions of $900. So deduction $900 for home office equipment and $474 for union fees. William must also pay a Medicare levy of 2% of his taxable income. Alright, calculate the tax payable, including the medical levy. So the deduction comes to $1,374. Therefore, his taxable income is $84,000 minus 1,374. Which is 82,626. Medicare levy is 2% of 82,626. Oof, that's a lot. $1,652.52. The total tax payable. His taxable income is $82,000, so it's in this bracket. Oops. That bracket. So it's tax equals $5,092 plus 32.5 cents for each dollar over 45,000. For each dollar over 45,000, 82626 minus 45,000. Right, a space there. tax is $17,320.45 plus his medical levy. So total tax is going to equal $17,320 plus $1652.52. So plus 16. Okay, his total tax is, can you guys see this? Yes, $18,972.97. Let's see. $18,972.97. There you go. Let's go to 23. The network diagram shows the travel times in minutes along roads connecting a number of different towns. Draw a minimum spanning tree for this network and determine its length. We have to connect all of these dots with the minimum amount of value. We need to connect all these dots using the least amount of value. Well, I'll do Walltown to Fernville then. That's 20. Underwood to Minortown, because that's 20. Minortown to Walltown, that's 10. Walltown to Parkstown, that's 15. And Parkstown to Citadel, because that's the least amount out of all of them, which is 40. Kingsville to Minortown for 25. And Queenstown to Kingsville for 30. I hope that's the least amount. There's things you might have to try several times because you might miss it the first time, and then you try again and see if you can get a lower number. So we have 30 plus 25 plus 20 plus 10 plus 15 plus 40 plus 20, 160. So I drew it. Length of minimum spanning tree is 160. How long does it take to travel from Queenstown to Underwood using the fastest route? Queenstown to Underwood. Fastest route, what's this one? 30, 55, 75. Whereas if we go that way, that's 95. So that's 75. Or we can go Queenstown to Minortown is 45. And then 20, so 65. What was the other one? 55, 75. So 65 is actually the quickest. Queenstown to Underwood is 45 plus 20, which is 65 minutes. Let's check. Okay, got 30, 25, 20, 10, 15, 40, 20. Yeah, 45 to 20. Yay! That's really good. Question 24. In population P, a population P is to be modeled using the function of P equals 2000 times 1.2 to the power of T, where T is time in years. What is the initial population? Initial population, P0, I'll call it, is 2000, 1.2 times 0, which is 2000 times 1, which is 2000. So the initial population is 2000. We'll find the population after 5 years. P5, 2000, 1.2 to the power of 5. 5 is in years? Yes. And that is... Population doesn't have decimals. So I'm going to say 497... This is always tricky. They could either round down because there's no such thing as 0.64 of a person, or they round up. It would make more sense to round down, but I feel like they're gonna round up. Oh, what should I choose? I'm gonna round up. I want to check it. Okay, initial population 2,000. Yep, they did. 4,977 people, nearest integer. Okay. C. On the axis below, draw the graph of the population against time, showing the points T0 and T5. Alright, I love drawing graphs. This is what I live for. P and T. T0 is 2,000. I'm going to put 2,000 over here. 0. Population, okay. I'm just going to put 5 over here. It's 4977. 1 would be, it'd be like this. Whee! It'd be like that. Let's have a look. Yeah. If you can't tell how it looks, just plot more points. What if T is 1? What if T is 2? What if T is 7? And then you'll get the general shape of the graph. Question 25. 4 marks. Ooh. A rectangular sports ground has been drawn to scale on a 1 centimeter grid as shown. The scale is 1 to 3,000. Carrie took a 12-minute walk around the perimeter of this sports ground. What was Carrie's average speed in kilometers per hour? Ooh, okay. So we have a rectangle. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 centimeters by 5 centimeters. That translates to 24,000 centimeters by, it's not equal, this translates to 15,000 centimeters, which is equal to 240 meters, and this is 150 meters. It took Carrie 12 minutes to walk. Is it 480? What's the perimeter? Perimeter is 240 times 2 plus 150 times 2, which is, that's 300. That's 480. That's 780 meters. 12 minutes to walk 780 meters. I should swap that around actually. 780 meters in 12 minutes. And they want it in kilometers per hour. How many 12 minutes are there in 60 minutes? 5. No. Yes. 5. So times 5. That will be 1 hour. 780 times 5. 35, 39 meters, which is equal to kilometers, 3.9 kilometers per hour. Let's see. 3.9 kilometers per hour. There you go. What did they do? They found the perimeter, 26. Oh, they used the centimeters. Actual perimeter, 780 meters. Speed, 780 out of 12, which is 60. Oh, they turned it into per minute first, and then they times 60 to get it into an hour. Whereas we just went from 12 minutes to 60 minutes, which is 5 times. Okay, next. Question 26. Nina plans to invest $35,000 for 1 year. She offered 2 different investment options. Oh, she's offered. Option A, interest is paid at 6% per annum compounded monthly, or B, interest is paid at R% per annum simple interest. Calculate the future value of Nina's investment after 1 year if she chooses option A. If she chooses option A after 1 year, it's going to be 35,000 times 1.06 to the power of 12, because it's, no, that's divided by, sorry, let's backtrack that. It'll be 1 plus 0.6 divided by 12, because that's per annum and it's compounded monthly. 0.06 divided by 12 to the power of 12. And that would be $37,158.72. Let's check that first. 37158.72, good. Find the value of R in option B that would give Nina the same future value after 1 year as option A. Give your answer to 2 decimal places. Per annum simple interest. Okay, so the interest that she got is 37,158.72 minus 35,000, which is $2,158.72. That's the interest. For a simple interest to gain that much, simple interest would equal $2,158.72 over $35,000, which is 0.0616777 which is 6.17% per annum. Is that right? Let's check. There you go, 6.17%. Yep, that's good. Let's go to the next one. Question 27. The price and the power consumption of 2 different brands of television are shown. The average cost for electricity is 25 cents per kilowatt hour. A particular family watches an average of 3 hours of television per day. Wow. The annual cost of electricity for television A for this family is $48.18. For this family, what is the difference in annual cost of electricity between television A and B? So the electricity cost should be cheaper because television A uses 176 watts, whereas B uses 160 watts. We already know A, so we need to work out B. 160 watts per day. No. Power consumption for how long? Is this per hour? I'm just gonna assume it's per hour. So per day, well, we'll just go to a year. A year, how many kilowatts? It's 160 times 3 hours per day times 365 days in a year is 175,200 watts, which is 175.2 kilowatts. Cost is going to equal 175.2 times 25 cents, 0.25. $43.80. So that is cheaper. That's a good sign. The difference. What is the difference in the cost? Okay, difference is 48.18 minus 43.80. Gotta read that question. I thought I was done. This is how I lost marks when I was doing my exam. Gotta read the question many times. Difference of $4.38. Let's see. What? Oh. $4.38. Yes. B. For this family, how many years will it take for the total cost of buying and using television A to be equal to the total cost of buying and using television B? It's an extra $21.90 to get B, but they save $4.38 every year for using that. How many years will it take? It's $21.90 divided by 438. Divided by 438. 5 years. Oh, that worked out. Is it worth it? I don't know. Yeah, savings purchase is $21.90. Number of years, 5 years. There you go. What would you have done? I don't know, 5 years? That's the question I'm thinking about solar panels right now. Is it worth getting? I don't know. Alright, question 28. A salesperson is interested in the relationship between the number of bottles of lemonade sold per day and the number of hours of sunshine in a day. The diagram shows the data set used in the investigation and the least squared regression line. A. Find the equation of the least squared regression line relating to the data set. But it looks like a straight line. So I know how to get a straight line equation. So let's try that. And if I'm wrong, I learned something new. So y equals mx plus b. M is, well, I know what B is. B is 2. And M is rise over run to, what's the next point? What's a nice point? That one? That one's a nice point. 5 and 18. So what's the... This is a 5. 18 minus 2 is 16. Rise over run, 16 over 5. I'm not sure if this is what they want, but this is what I would do. 16x minus 5y plus 10 equals 0. Let's see what they say. Let's go ahead, a gradient of 3.2. What's my gradient? Mine is more than 3. Oh yeah, it is more than 3. 3.2, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Equation of the least square gradient, y is equal to 2 plus 3.2x. Well, that's what I've got over here. Y is equal to 3.2x plus 2. So I already got it. Well, that's good. Let me just check. 16 over 5. I'm pretty sure it's 3.2. 16 divided by 5. 3.2. Yep. So it is just a straight line equation. B. Suppose a sixth data point was collected on a day which had 10 hours of sunshine. On that day, 45 bottles, oh my gosh, 45 bottles of lemonade was sold. What would happen to the gradient found in part A? It would increase. It would go up. Because 45 is quite high. That would skew the graph quite a lot. It would make it go steeper. What would happen to the gradient? It would increase. B. Oh, it literally says it would increase. That's funny. I thought it would give a bit more explanation. Question 29. Solve this. I love it. Nice and simple. X plus x minus 1 over 2 equals 9. Times everything by 2. 2x, oops, plus x minus 1 equals 18. That's 3x plus 1, 19. X is equal to 19 on 3. I'm going to check if that's right. Let's see. We've got 19 on 3. What is that? Oh, okay. 19 on 3 plus, got there, and then we can have answer minus 1 on 2, and it should equal to 9. Yeah, I love algebraic questions because you already know you're right. You got the 2 marks. Alright, let's check it anyway. 19 on 3. There you go. Question 30. Ariana owns 1,500 shares in a company. The market price for each share is $27. Ariana's total dividend from these shares is $810. Calculate the dividend yield for her shares. So that's a percentage, the yield. So she owns 1,500 shares in the company. The market price for each share is $27. Wow. So how much did she pay for that? Cost 27 times 1,500. Woof! She invested $40,500 to buy these shares. She got a dividend of $810. What is her yield? 810 on 4,500. 0.02, which is 2%. So her dividend yield is 2%. There you go, 2%. Question 31. My brain is going mush right now, but I will keep pushing. Present value interest factors for an annuity of $1 for various interest rates and numbers of periods are given in the table below. A bank lends Martina $500,000 to purchase a home. Interest rate charged at 1.5%, so none of these, per annum, compounding monthly. She agrees to pay the loan by making equal monthly repayments over a 30-year period. 30 years is this one. How much should the monthly payment be in order to pay off the loan in 30 years? Give your answer correct to the nearest cent. 1.5% per annum is how much per month? 1.5% divided by 12. So that's 0.125% per month is this one here. And for 30 years, 30 times 12 is 360. So we're looking at this one here. Now to figure out how much the monthly payment will be, monthly, it is 500,000 divided by 289.75411, which is $1,725.60. Let's just check that. So if you pay this much per month, in 360 months, you should pay more than 500,000. So she would have paid 621,000. That sounds about right. Let's have a look. Monthly, so the interest rate we got right. Monthly payment 1725.60, nearest cent. Yeah. Question 32. A right angle triangle XYZ is cut out from a semicircle with center O. The length of the diameter is XZ is 16 centimeters and the angle of YXZ is 30 degrees as shown in the diagram. Find the length of XY in centimeters correct to 2 decimal places. An angle here, it's a right angle triangle, so this has to do with trig. We have the hypotenuse and we're trying to find the adjacent. That would be cos. because 30 degrees is equal to adjacent xy over hypotenuse 16. Cos 30 degrees, let's see, what is that? Make sure your calculator is in degrees. See that little d? That means it's in degrees and not radians. Root 3 on 2 equals xy on 16. xy is going to equal 16 root 3 on 2, which is 8 root 3 centimeters. Correct to 2 decimal places. So that times 16, 8 root 3, which is 13.8564 ... 2 decimal places is 18.86, 13.86, not dollars, this is centimeters. It's shorter than, yes, good. Let's check it. 13.86 centimeters, 2 decimal places. Hence, find the area of the shaded region in square centimeters, correct to 1 decimal place. We need to find the area of the semicircle, the area of the triangle, and then minus, and then we'll get the shaded region. Let's start with area of the semicircle. That's a semicircle. Picasso. And pi r squared, pi times the radius squared, 64 pi. I'm just going to leave it as 64 pi square centimeters. The area of the triangle is going to be half times base times height. How are we going to do this? Okay, we're going to find the other length first. I'll do it over here. YZ squared plus 13.8 squared is equal to 16 squared from Pythagoras. So YZ squared is equal to, so we've got that, let's square this one first. 192, so 16 squared minus 192 is equal to 64. Ooh, nice. 64, so YZ is equal to 8 centimeters. Oh, very nice. Okay, so that's times 8 times 13.86, half times base times height is equal to 0.5 times 8 times 13.86, 55.44 centimeters squared to 1 decimal place. Okay, we'll get there. So the shaded area is equal to 64 pi minus 55.44. Okay, 145.6219 ... is 145.62 square centimeters to 2 decimal places. Did they ask for? No, 1 decimal place. Sorry, 6, and that's 1 decimal place. Let's check it. What? What? How could it be so different? Oh, it's a semicircle. Ooh, of course. What a rookie mistake. Divided by 2. Divided by 2, divided by 2 is 32 pi square centimeters. So this is 32 pi. So 32 times pi equals minus 55.44. There we go. 45.0909 dot dot dot, which will be 45.1 square centimeters to 1 decimal place. Yes, that's better. So what they did was they used the area of a triangle but using trig. Question 33. For a sample of 17 inland towns in Australia, the height above sea level, x meters, and the average maximum daily temperature, y, in centigrade, in Celsius, were recorded. The equation for the regression line is that the correlation coefficient is r is equal to negative 0.494. A1. By using the equation of the regression line, predict the average maximum daily temperature in degrees Celsius for a town that is 540 meters above sea level. Give your answer correct 1 decimal place. 540 should be around 23 degrees. Let's see if we get that. Y is the temperature equal to 29.2 minus 0.011, and x is in meters, yes, times 540. 23.26, that's 23.3 degrees Celsius to 1 decimal place. And that's pretty much what we predicted, around 23 degrees, so that sounds good. Question 33, 23.3 degrees Celsius. Nice. 2. The gradient of the regression line is negative 0.011. Interpret the value of this gradient in the given context. That means that, so the more the x value, the lower the y value, slightly. It's worth 2 marks, so I think we need a bit more than that. What else can we say? For every, because this is rise over run, so for every 1,000 meters, degrees is lower by 11, right? Because it'll be 11 over 1,000. That's what 0.011 is. So for every 1,000 meters above sea level, temperature max daily temp goes down by 11 degrees Celsius. Let's see what they say. For a 1 meter increase, oh, they used 1 meter instead of 1,000. Okay, that makes more sense. For a 1 meter increase in the height above sea level, we expect a 0.011 degrees Celsius drop in average maximum daily temperature. That's essentially what I said here, but they used it per meter, which I guess makes more sense than every 1,000 meters above sea level. Alright. B. The graph below shows the relationship between the latitude, x degrees south, and the average maximum daily temperature, y degrees Celsius, for the same 17 towns, as well as a regression line. Alright. The equation of the regression is this, the correlation is that. Another inland town in Australia is 540 meters above sea level. Its latitude is 28 degrees south. So that should be around 26, 27 degrees. Which measurement, height above level or latitude, would be better to use to predict this town's average maximum daily temperature? Give a reason for your answer. With 1 mark. I would say that the latitude would be a more accurate predictor because the correlation coefficient is negative 0.897, which is almost like 0.9, which is quite strong. Whereas the one before was 0.5. You see all the dots are not really at the line. It's not a very good predictor. Whereas this one, all the dots are really close to the line. So this regression line gives a really good predictor of what it will be. So I would say using the latitude, because according to the correlation coefficient, it's a much stronger correlation. Therefore, will give a more accurate prediction. Let's see what they say. It would be better to use the latitude. From the information given, the average maximum daily temperature has a stronger correlation with latitude than with height above sea level. There you go. I'm going to take a break because my brain is absolutely mush. And I'm going to come back after a break. Ready to go. Question 34. In a park, the only animals are goannas and emus. Alright. Let X be the number of goannas, and Y be the number of emus. The number of goannas plus the number of emus in the park is 31, hence X plus Y is 31. Each goanna has 4 legs and each emu has 2 legs. In total, the emus and goannas have 76 legs. By writing another relevant equation, graphing both equations on the grid on the following page, find the number of goannas and the number of emus in the park. X plus Y equals 31. And X's goannas, they have 4 legs. So 4X is the number of legs for goannas, plus 2Y, that's the number of legs for emus, equals 76. Now we need to graph that on here. And we should find where they cross, and that should be the number of goannas and emus. Let's plot X plus Y equals 31. X is 0, Y is 31. If X is 5, Y would be 26. If X is 31, Y is 0. So it's a straight line going down like that. Now for this one, I'll change the color again. If X is 0, Y would be 76 divided by 2. I can't think right now. 38. So if Y is 0, if X is 0, Y is 38 there. If X is 5, 4 times 5 would be 20. So it'll be 76 minus 20 and then divided by 2. Ooh. What? Oh, I wrote times 2, right. Divided by 4, 28. So if X is 5, Y is 28. What did I get for Y before? When X was 5, 26. Oh yeah, it is above slightly. If X is 10, so that's 40. 76 minus 40 divided by 2. 18. So if X is 10, it'll be 18 there. So that's a straight line going down that way. So they cross at about there. Find the number of goannas and the number of emus. See, if you had done it on the grid paper, then you'd be able to spot where they cross quite quickly. But since I have no grids, so I have to kind of guess. I'm thinking maybe it's 6 or 7 goannas, but I could check very easily. Let's say I guess that it's 6 goannas, so that means X is 6. If X is 6, then Y has to be 31 minus 6, which is 25. And if that's the case, X times 4, so 24, plus 50. That gives 74. So that's not right. Is that 31? Yes. So that let's try 7 guanas. If that's 7 guanas, that means that has to be 24 emus. And that would be 4 times 7 is 28 plus 48. That's 76. Good. So that means there are 7 guanas and 24 emus. Let's have a check. Seven guanas and 24 emus. So there you go. There, the 2 graphs. Not too bad. Not on graph paper. Let's go to 35. A publisher sells a book for $10. At this price, 5,000 copies of the book will be sold, and the revenue raised would be $50,000. The publisher is considering increasing the price of the book. For every dollar the price of the book is increased, the publisher will sell 50 fewer copies of the book. If the publisher charges 10 plus X dollars for each book, a quadratic model for the revenue raised R from selling the books is this. A graph of this quadratic model for revenue is shown. The dashed line is used for values for X, which are not relevant for the practical context of this problem. By first finding a suitable value for X, find the price the publisher should charge for each book to maximize the revenue raised from the sales of the book. A suitable value of X. What does that mean? Let's see if I can get this right the first go. So between there and there is 110. Half of 110 is 55. That means it's 55 down from 100, which is 45. So I'm going to say X is 45. Let's try X equals $45. Find the price the publisher should charge for each book to maximize the revenue raised from the sale of the books. The price of the book would be $10 plus $45. So instead of $10, he's gonna sell it for $55? Let's check. Yeah, by symmetry to maximize revenue, X is 45. So it's $55 to maximize revenue. Wow. Okay. Find the value of the intercept of the parabola with the vertical axis here when X is 0. When X is 0, revenue is $50,000. It's one. So R is equal to minus 50 times 0 squared plus 4,500 times 0 plus $50,000, which is equal to $50,000. Value of the intercept is 50,000. Oh, okay. Wow. No working out at all. 36. I don't like these questions. Give me the algebra one. Alright, let's do it. Question 36. 4 marks. A project requires completion of 11 tasks. Network diagram in minutes is shown. Alright. Find the minimum time to complete. Let's try to do this. I think I kind of get it. We don't have a choice in doing all of these because we have to complete these tasks. We can't just pick a path. We have to do them both. This path up here, up to this dot, takes 5, 12, 14, 17 minutes to go there. So that's 17 minutes. This takes 14 minutes because 8 plus 6. Then it branches off again into 2 like that. And to get to this dot, this takes 13 minutes. And this takes 9. Yep. and then it's an extra 10 at the end to finish. It'll take 17 minutes to get here, and these people will finish 3 minutes earlier than the people who are doing the top line. But at the end, they have to wait that 3 minutes before they can continue. So in the end, it'll still be 17 minutes. And then, same with this, these people will take 9 minutes to get there, and these people will take 13 minutes to get there. But since they can't continue until they both finish the tasks up to here, it will still take 13 minutes. And then an extra 10 minutes. So the fastest time you can do this is 17, 13, and 10, which adds up to 40 minutes. I believe that's how it's done. I'm not quite sure what these numbers are. But from what I understand, that's how my brain works. This is how my brain works. I have no idea what's going on with these numbers. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try. Next, state the critical path for this project. So the critical path is the ones that people have to wait for. They have to be done fast for the project to be completed on time, because these paths, they have 3 minutes to spare to wait for them, and then they have an extra however many minutes, I think another 4 minutes to spare to wait for these people to finish their task before doing task K. So if we focus on task A, C, D, E, G, J, is K involved? Oh, it is. And K, then the task would be smoother. The task would go smoother in a timely manner. It'll take the 40 minutes and that's it. Whereas if any of those tasks are late, then it'll take longer than 40 minutes. C, a new task X is to be added to the project. The earliest starting time for X is 17 minutes. The latest starting time for X is 18 minutes. And X has a completion time of 12 minutes. Add task 8X to the given network diagram above and state the float time for this task. Oh gosh. 17 minutes. So it has to be done off or at that dot. This dot here. Oh, it gets done at the same time. So it's not like this. It's actually closer to what I was drawing before, but not really. So it's actually, we've got that, and then X is here, which is 12 minutes. But this is taking 13 minutes to complete. So it has a float time of 1 minute. It's 1 minute doing nothing. Float time task X is 1 minute. Yeah. Cool. Well, I learned something new. Question 37. The diagram shows a triangle ABC where AC is 25, BC is 16, and angle BAC is 28 degrees, and angle ABC is obtuse. Find the size of the obtuse angle correct to the nearest degree. Something nice and straightforward, yes. You would use the sine rule for this, which is, I'll go sine B over 25 is equal to sine 28 degrees over 16. Sine B is equal to 25 sine 28 degrees over 16, which is 0.73354 ... B is equal to the inverse sine of arc sine of 0.3354 ... shift, sign, answer equals, and change it to angle. It's 47 degrees, 11 minutes, and 5.2 seconds. What do they want? To the nearest degree, which is equal to 47 degrees to near, I can't write, rest degree. Okay, that was worth 3 marks. Alright, it is an obtuse angle. Never mind, it's an obtuse angle. Okay, hold on, let me just draw the sine graph. 47 degrees is over here. So the next one along is over there, which is 180 minus, so the obtuse angle, whoops, it's actually 180 minus this. 180 minus that, 180 minus this, which is 180 minus answer equals 132 degrees 48 minutes and 54.8 seconds. To the nearest degree is 133 degrees. Nearest degree. Okay, what's it say? 133 degrees. Okay. Whoopsie daisies. Would have lost a mark there. Question 38, 4 marks. A random variable is normally distributed with mean 0, standard deviation of 1. The table gives the probability that this random variable lies between 0 and z for different values of z. Okay. The probability values given in the table for different values of 0. Okay. Using the table, show that the probability that a value from a random variable that this is normally distributed with mean 0 and standard deviation of 1 is greater than 0.3. What? And standard deviation 1 is greater than 0.3 is equal to 0.3821. What? I had to read this question so many freaking times, and I still don't quite understand it, but I think I finally got it. Oh my goodness, is this such a confusing question. I think what it's trying to ask is if z is 0.3, which it has a 0.1179 chance of occurring, but let's just say it has occurred and it's 0.3. What is the probability that a value that is, sorry, it's raining and it's thundering outside, to add to the mood of how I'm feeling right now. What are the chances that the value is greater than 3? So the chances of it occurring anywhere to that side would be 0.5, because it's half. It's a standard it's a bell curve, right? It's a normally distributed curve, which means half the values would be on this side and the other half would be on that side. So for it to occur on the positive side or the right hand side, it's already 0.5 chance of occurring. For it to occur more than 0.3, well, there's between 0 and 0.3, the probability is 0.1179. So it has a 0.1179 of occurring in between 0 and z, and in this case it's 0.3. So what's the chance of it occurring over here? It will be 0.5 minus 0.1179. At least I believe that's what it's asking, which if you minus it, it'll get you 0.3821. For 1 mark question, this has taken way longer than I expected. But now that you've done this question once, hopefully if you see this question again on your HSC, Hopefully not really, but if you see it again, at least you kind of know what to do now and kind of know what the question is asking, because the way this question was worded, oh my goodness, I was stuck here for ages rereading this 1,000 times. Anyway, moving on. B. Birth weights are normally distributed with a mean of 3,300 grams and a standard deviation of 570 grams. So, 570 grams. By first calculating a z-score, find how many babies out of 1,000 born are expected to have a birth weight greater than 3,471 grams. So plus 570 would be 3,870 minus 500. Ooh, 3,471. By first calculating a z-score, let's see if they give us a formula. Z-score, there we go. Z-score is equal to x minus the mean over the standard deviation. So the x was 3,400 and something. 3,471 minus the mean over the standard deviation. 0.3. Look at that. Find how many babies out of 1,000 born are expected to have a birth weight of greater than 3,471. Can you guys hear that? Wow. I'm hoping it is the same, it's a carry-on from A. If it has a probability of 3,821 out of 10,000, so 3,821 out of 10,000, it's greater than 0.3, and that's greater than 0.3 in probability. Expectation equals, that means it's 382.1 out of 1,000 babies. So 382 are expected to the nearest baby, nearest integer. Let's see. From part A, there's that much. Expected 382.1, they didn't even round it. Born to have birth weight greater than 3,471 grams. There you go. Question 39. The diagram shows a compass radial survey of a field ABCD. Triangle COB, yep, this one, has an area of 466 square meters. Find the size of acute angle COB, that one, correct to the nearest degree. We're trying to find C. We've got A, we've got B, we've got the area. Okay, we have everything we need. We've got 466 equals half A, B, sine C. 466 equals 490 sine C. Sine C is equal to 0.9510 ... C is equal to shift sine answer equals 71 degrees 59 minutes 35.9 seconds. To nearest degree is 72 degrees. To nearest degree, let's check it. COB is 72 degrees. Okay, B. A farmer wants to put a fence around triangle DOC. Find the length of the fencing required. Give your answer in meters, correct to 1 decimal place. Triangle DOC is this one here. From north, it is 330 degrees to D, but we know that it's 72 degrees here. That is deceptively looking like a straight line, but I don't want to assume that that's a straight line. I know that that's 3. Oh, it gives us the values. Oh, of course. Okay. So it is 150 to get to there. It's 72 degrees here. So angle DOC is 330 minus 150 minus 72, which is 108 degrees. Does that look right? Looks right. Then we just need to find DC, which, using the cos rule, c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c, is equal to a, we'll say, is 31 plus b is 28 minus 2 times a times b times cos 108 degrees equals, okay, and then we square root this. C is 47.764 dot dot dot, which is 47.8 meters to nearest 1 decimal place. What's the question? Find the length of fencing required given to the 1 decimal place. Fencing, I'll go up here. Fencing required is equal to 31 plus 28 plus 47.8. Requires 106.76, which is 106.8 meters. 1 decimal place. Let's check it. 106.8 meters to 1 decimal place. Very good. Question 40. A table of future value interest factors for an annuity of $1 is shown. Simone deposits $1,000 into a savings account at the end of each year for 8 years. The interest rate for these 8 years is 0.75% per annum. Okay, per period, per annum. Okay, compounded annually. Good, that's easy. After the 8th deposit, Simone stops making deposit but leaves the money in the savings account. The money in her savings account then earns an interest rate of 1.25% per annum compounded annually for a further 2 years. Find the amount of money at the end of 10 years. Simone deposits $1,000 to savings at the end of each year for 8 years at 0.75. So plus $1,000 every year for 8 years. I really don't like this table because I assumed that this is for $1 being invested at the interest rate amount for the number of period. But this, the factor suggests that $1 is added every year. So this is really confusing. I mean, it makes the question easier to do, but the question is just, I mean, the table is super confusing. We don't usually get a table where it is for $1 being put in every year. It's usually for $1 being in an account for that long without touching it, without adding anything or taking anything away. But this table is actually showing us how much it would be worth at this interest for this many period if you put $1 in every single period. So since Simone is putting in $1,000 every year for 8 years at 7.5% per year, we just times it by 8.2132, which, as I said, for a table, it normally doesn't show this, but for this one it does, and it makes it more confusing. It is making it easier, but it's more confusing at the same time. So at the end of 8 years, she's going to have 1,000 times 8.2132. She's going to have, oh, that's easy to do actually. 8213.2. 8,000, yeah, that sounds right. She's going to have more than $8,000. And then for 2 years, she doesn't touch it, but earns a 1.25% interest. So for the 2 years, it's going to be 8213.2 times 1.0125 for 2 years. At the end of it, she's going to have $8,419.81. Let's hope that's right. 8213.2 after 2 years, 841981. There you go. 41, last question. In a particular city, the heights of adult females and the heights of adult males are each normally distributed. Information relating to 2 females from that city is given in Table 1. The means and standard deviations of adult females and males in centimeters are given in Table 2. A selected male is... Hang on. Well, now we're going on to males. Let me just have a look at the females. Height, 175 centimeters, 160. Percentage of females in this city shorter than this person is 97 and then 16. Wow. Okay. A selected male is taller than 84% of the population of adult males. By first labeling the normal distribution curve below with the heights of the 2 females given in Table 1, calculate the height of the selected male in centimeters. Correct to these places. Oh, it gives us normal distribution. Oh, good. Oh, I thought I had to remember this stuff. So 68% lives in between -1 and 1. That means that's 34% here, 34% here. 95% is between, so 95% is here, of which 68% is already in the middle too. So 95 minus 68 divided by 2. 13.5% here and 13.5% there. Then 99.7% minus 95 divided by 2. 2.35% and 2.35%. So that means 0.3%, 0.15. I forgot this one. This would be 0.15% and 0.15%. So to get 97.5%, I'm just going to start adding. 0.15 plus 2.35 plus, oh gosh, I should write neater. 13.5 plus 68 plus 13.5. Oh, there we go. I've reached it. 97.5%. That means that is 175 centimeters. Percentage of females shorter than this one is 16%. I believe it will be all of these. Let me just double check. 0.15 plus 2.35 plus 13.5. 16% exactly. So there is 160.6 centimeters. Let me write that a little bit better. Oh, because the male ones are, the mean is relative to the female, and the standard deviation is also relative to the female. So we can find a few things from this. This is 3 z-scores away. So each standard deviation would be 175 minus 160.6 divided by 3. And then we should be able to find the standard deviation. Standard deviation is 4.8 centimeters. And the mean is 160.6 plus 4.8. To get the mean, that's 165.4 centimeters is the mean. So we've got the standard deviation and we've got the mean for the female, which then we could find the mean and the standard deviation for the males. Calculate the height of the selected male in centimeters. Correct to 2 decimal places. I'm going to change color to blue. The mean is 1.05 times the mean of the females, which is, this is the mean times 1.05. So the male's mean is 173.67 centimeters. The standard deviation is 1.1 times the female standard deviation times 4.8, which is 5.2, so between there and there is 5.28 centimeters. And for the male to be 84% taller than the rest, I believe it's 1 standard deviation according to this, but let me just double check. So we've got 68% from the 2 middle ones, plus 13.5, plus 2.35, plus 0.15, 84. Yep, it's 1 standard deviation away, which is 173.67 plus 5.28. So the standard deviation away would be 178.95 centimeters. Therefore, the height of the male is 178. Does it have 2 decimal places? 95 centimeters to 2 decimal places. Let's see, did we finish strong? 178.95 centimeters. Woohoo! It feels so good to get the last question right. I hope that's helped you, and good luck for your HSC. Bye.